Hi friends, I Narsimhara Arramneni. Today we are discussing another topic in another topic in states of matter. Okay, another topic in states of matter. Already in this unit we discussed what are the type of intramolecular forces present and what are the type of gas laws. And already we discussed in that gas laws, one is Boyle's law, another one is Charles law. Already we discussed about that Boyle's law, Charles law. That Boyle's law gives information about at constant temperature, it gives the relation between the pressure and volume. Similarly, Charles law gives about the relationship between the volume and temperature at constant pressure. Now, uh, now here we discuss about the uh, Avogadro's law. Here, this Avogadro's law is derived from the on the basis of conclusion of the Dalton atomics theory and Gay-Lucas law. Dalton atomics theory and Gay-Lucas law or Charles law too. Charles law too. Okay, by combining the two conclusions, he derived a new equation. That equation is nothing but he derived a new relationship. That relationship or equation is nothing but Avogadro's law. Okay, according to Dalton's atomic theory, according to Dalton's atomic theory, conclusion from the Dalton atomic theory, all substances are made up of the fundamental particles. That fundamental particles are called nothing but either molecules or atoms. Okay, here according to Gay-Lucas theory, it depends upon the volume. Okay, so he combined that both conclusions. Here he give a new relationship that is nothing but volume and number of moles of gas or mass of the gas. Okay, the volume is depends upon the number of moles of the gas or mass of the gas. This Avogadro's law gives relation between like volume and number of moles, between volume and number of particles or number of moles or mass or nothing but mass of the gas. Okay, according to this law, at same temperature and pressure, equal volume of gases have same number of equal volume of gases have same number of particles. For example, this is gas A, considered as a gas A, and this is considered as a gas B. Okay, this is A, this is B, gas B. What I am saying here, if temperature in both cases temperature is same and pressure is same, if the volumes are also same, if the volumes are also same in both cases, then the number of particles are equal. The number of particles are equal. Okay, this is it is also tells like at constant temperature, at constant temperature and pressure, at constant temperature and pressure, at constant temperature and pressure, the volume of gas V, the volume of gas V directly proportional to the volume of gas V directly proportional to number of particles present in that gas, number of particles present in that gas. Okay, it is also represented in, it is the mathematical form of that gas Avogadro's equation. It can be write like this: if we introduce the proportionality constant K4, like K4 into N, like this. Or we can also write like V by N is equal to K. K4 or K is called proportionality constant. K4 is nothing but this 4 indicates this is the fourth law of gaseous laws. Okay, so that's why we have to indicate the K4. Otherwise, simply we can write this K. Proportionality constant, already I told, it is depends upon the conditions. This is varies from the one gas to another gas. So from this we can also write like V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2. This equation is called Avogadro's equation. Avogadro's equation. Okay, I repeat, it gives the relationship between volume and number of moles or mass of the gas. According to this, at constant, at same temperature and pressure, equal volume of any gas having equal number of particles. For example, I take A and B gases. These A and B gases have same temperature, same pressure, same volume, and also they have same number of particles. Same number of particles like this. Same number of particles. Number of particles are same. Or number of molecules. It may be number of molecules or number of. In case of noble gases, we consider the number of atoms. In case of molecules, CO2, SO2, they have same number of molecules like that. Okay, at constant temperature and pressure, any gas, the volume is directly proportional to number of particles present in that gas. Okay, this is the definition of that Avogadro's law. This law, already I told, this law is derived on the basis of conclusion of Dalton's atomic theory and Gay-Lussac law or N. Okay, what I am saying here, we know that N is equal to number of particles or molecules or atoms is equal to weight by gram molecular weight. Weight by gram molecular weight. Here, W is equal to weight of that gas, weight of that gaseous substance. M is equal to molar mass. W is equal to weight of gas. M is equal to molar mass of gas. Molar mass of gas like this. So now the above equation is also right like this. It means V is equal to, V means volume of gas is equal to proportionality constant, and we can put instead of this N, we can introduce the new term that is equal to W by N, mass by molar mass, mass by molar mass, like this. Okay, this is the another expression. This is the another expression. From this equation, we can also derive the relationship between the molar mass and density also. Molar mass and density also. By rearranging this equation, we can also derive the new relation between the molar mass and density. Molar mass and density, that is nothing but V is equal to, it means we can derive the new expression. If you want to derive the new expression like this, we can write like this. Rearrange this equation like M is equal to molar mass, M is equal to K into mass by volume. K is equal to mass by volume. But we know that density D is equal to mass by volume. Density D is equal to mass by volume. If you introduced this density term, mass by, instead of mass by volume, we can use the term density here in this equation. Then this equation becomes like this. That is nothing but molar mass M is equal to K into density. From this, we know that the density of gas is directly proportional to molar mass. If the gas which has more molar mass, it has more density. The gas which has less molar mass has less density. So from this Avogadro's equation, we can derive the new expression between the molar mass and density. From this new equation, we know that we can conclude that the density of gas is directly proportional to molar mass. It means the gas which has more molar mass has more density. Another relation, if any gas having 1 mole, means we know that already we derived 1 mole of any gas having Avogadro number of particles. Avogadro number of particles like molecules or atoms or ions like that. 1 mole means Avogadro's number. Okay, it is already derived expression. Avogadro number N naught is equal to 6.023 into 10 power 23. N naught, the value of N naught is 6.023 into 10 power 23. This is the value of N naught. This is the value of N naught. Okay, it means any gas occupies 1 mole of gas means it has this much of this number of gas particles, from this we can also calculate the number of particles present in the variable moles. For example, if 2 moles of gas means it has 2 n naught value. If it has 0.1 mole of gas, it means n naught by 2 moles of gas. If it has 1.5 moles means we can also derive from this equation. If 1 mole means N naught gas molecules, 1.5 moles means we can derive the N naught into 1.5. N naught into 1.5. Like this we can derive the number of particles. Like this we can derive the number of particles present in at any cost, either it is from the 1 mole or from the 2 moles or 0.5 moles or 1.5 moles, like that. If you know the number of moles, we can easily calculate the number of particles, either it is CO2 gas or SO2 gas, like that, or helium or argon. In that case, they are not existed in the dimeric or trimeric or polyatomic state. They are individual isolated state. In that state, they are called atoms. In that state also we can calculate the number of atoms present in that 1 mole of gas or 2 moles of gas, 1.5 moles of gas, like that. Here another expression from this equation is nothing but V is equal to K into N. It means the volume depends upon number of particles. If any gas having 1 mole of gas, 1 mole of particles, any gas having 1 mole of particles at STP conditions. STP conditions means standard temperature and pressure conditions. STP conditions means standard temperature and pressure. It means here temperature at this state, the temperature is considered as 273 kelvins or 0 degree centigrade. Standard temperature means 273 Kelvin or 0 degree centigrade. Standard pressure P is equal to 1 bar. Standard pressure, it means P is equal to 1 bar. Or if you want to tell in terms of pascals, it is equal to, or in terms of pascals, it is equal to 10 power 5 pascals. Okay, 10 power 5 pascals. In terms of bars, it is equal to 1 bar, or in terms of pascals, it is equal to 10 power 5 pascals, like that. Okay, and moreover, these standard STP conditions are nothing but are equal to the pressure and temperature of sea level, or it is equal to freezing point of water. It is nothing but this is the freezing point of water. Water at this temperature, at this pressure, water starts freezing. It means water liquid state is converted to solid state. At this state of temperature and pressure, any gas, 1 mole of gas, any 1 mole of gas occupies, any gas with 1 mole volume, 1 mole occupies 22.7 liters mole inverse of volume. Any gas with 1 mole substance occupies 22.7 liter mole inverse of volume. Okay, understood? So at STP condition, STP means standard temperature and pressure, the values are is equal to freezing point of water, or that is nothing but pressure and temperature of sea levels. Okay, so at these conditions, though any gas with 1 mole of substance occupies 22.4, nearly 22.4. There is a slight difference, like for in case of argon gas, it occupies around 22.5 liters per mole inverse. Some other gases occupy 22.6 mole liters mole inverse, like that. So around it is nearly equal to any gas with 1 mole of substance occupies 22.7 liters per mole inverse at STP conditions. STP means standard temperature and pressure. The temperature value is equal to 273 kelvins or 0 degrees centigrade. The pressure is equal to 1 bar or 10 power 5 pascals, like that. Okay, this is about the Avogadro's law. This is about the Avogadro's law. Okay friends, let's we discuss about the ideal gas equation. This ideal gas equation is also called combined gas equation. Ideal gas is equation nothing but a combined gas equation. Why? Because this ideal gas equation is derived from the Boyle's law, Charles law and Avogadro's law. Okay, it is derived from the Boyle's law, Charles law and Avogadro's law. Okay, it is derived from these three laws. And moreover, this Boyle's law and Charles law, Avogadro's are strictly considered as a ideal gas laws. Ideal gas law. All ideal gases must be obey these gas laws at any temperature and any pressure. But the real gases obeys these ideal gas equations only certain conditions. In that conditions only the intramolecular forces are negligible. In that case only they follow these laws. Okay, and in further classes we can explain how that real gases deviate from these ideal gas equations. Okay, okay, with the effect of intramolecular forces. Okay, that explained by the van der Waals, that is discussed in the further classes. Okay, now we can derive the ideal gas equation. That ideal gas equation is nothing but PV is equal to nRT. This PV is equal to nRT equation is called ideal gas equation. This equation is derived from the three gas laws, that is nothing but Boyle's law, Charles law and fourth one is Avogadro's law. Okay, now we can derive this equation from these three laws. According to Boyle's law, what said Boyle's? What he said? According to Boyle's, at constant temperature, pressure is directly, according to Boyle's, at constant temperature, pressure is directly proportional to volume. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. According to Boyle's, at constant temperature, pressure is inversely proportional to volume, or volume is inversely proportional to pressure. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume, or volume is inversely proportional to pressure. This equation is considered as first equation. And second one is according to Charles law. According to this law, at constant pressure, the volume of gas is directly proportional to temperature. This equation is considered as a second equation. Okay, from according to Avogadro's law, according to Avogadro's law, at constant temperature and pressure. At constant temperature and pressure, the volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles. The volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles. So V is directly proportional to N. N means number of particles. Sorry, number of particles. The volume of gas, according to this Avogadro's law, at constant temperature and pressure, the volume of gas is directly proportional to number of particles. Number of particles, like that. Okay, so from this 1, 2, 3, from equation 1, comma 2 and 3, from the equation 1 and 2 and 3, we know that that is we can simply write like this: V is equal to V proportional to NT by P, NT by P. From this equation 1, 2, 3, we can simply write that three equations are combined. Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law are combined. We can derive the new equation. The new equation is nothing but V proportional to NT by P. NT by P. Then V is equal to, if you introduce the constant value, V is equal to NTR by P. V is equal to NTR by P, or V is equal to nRT by P. Okay, then this equation is rearranged. PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. Okay, this is called ideal gas equation. This equation is called ideal gas equation. Okay, this equation is called ideal gas equation. It is derived from the Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law. By combining the three equations, this equation is arrived. That's why this equation is also called combined gas equation. This equation is also called combined gas equation. That is nothing but PV is equal to nRT. Okay. Okay, already we derived ideal gas equation or combined gas equation. That is nothing but PV is equal to nRT. Here R is called universal gas constant. This R value is applicable for all gases. It is constant for all gases. That's why this R is called universal gas constant. R is nothing but PV by NT. Okay, by if all these are the pressure, temperature and number of moles T and pressure, volume, all these are the measurable properties. By substituting these values, we can calculate the R value. R value is nothing but it is equal to, in terms of calories, it is equal to 1.9 calories mole inverse Kelvin inverse. Or it can also express like R value is equal to 8.314 joules mole inverse Kelvin inverse. Like this, we have different type of R values in terms of liters, and in terms of pressure also we have different type of gas values. Okay. From this PV is equal to nRT. From this PV is equal to nRT, we can derive the another equation. That is nothing but here PV is equal to nRT. Already we know that N is equal to weight by molar mass. That is nothing but gram molecular weight. Now this value is substituted in this equation. Here it is nothing but PV is equal to mass by weight by gram molecular weight into RT. Here we can rearrange this equation. Pm is equal to W by V into RT. Already we know that density is equal to mass by volume. So here Pm is equal to dRT. Okay, this is the another expression. It gives the relation between the pressure, molar mass, and density. Okay, this is the another expression. Like this, we can derive the so many equations like P1 V1 by N1 is equal to P2 V2 by N2 from this equation at constant temperature like this. At constant temperature, this equation is also right like this. R is constant, T is constant, then P PV by PV by N is equal to RT. If R and T are R and T are constants like this, we can also write like this. Okay, similarly here also P1 M1 by D1 is equal to P2 M2 by D2. Okay, this is the another expression. Here also, if R constant, T constant, then we can write this equation. So there are so many expressions we can derive from this ideal gas equation. So PV is equal to nRT, the one expression, and P1 V1 by N1 is equal to P2 V2 by NT is the another expression. All these are the applicable only at constant temperature. At constant temperature, and P1 by D1, P1 D1 by P1 M1 by D1 is equal to P2 M2 by D2. Okay, this is the another expression. Okay, all these are the useful to calculate to solve the problems asked in the IIT JEE exams or MSET exams like that. Any competitive exams, problems are asked on these formulas. Okay, if you know the formula, then you can usually substitute the values in this formula. We can find out the unknown value. You can predict the unknown value. Okay, so thank you. Yours Aramnini Narasimharao.